Hey guys, welcome to this video. Today we are going to study about recursion. So what is recursion? A programming technique in which a function calls itself is known as recursion. Means a function call itself within its body. A function that calls itself is called recursive function. So guys, let's take an example to write the factorial to calculate the factorial of a number using recursion. So first of all I have to declare a function long. So the return type of function is long and the name of function is factorial because I have to calculate factorial, and in parentheses it accept an integer argument. Then in main function I will declare a variable of integer type number. We have to calculate the factorial for this number, so we have to take input from the user to calculate factorial. So enter a value. So we will take input from the user in num variable. Now I have to call my factorial function. So how we can call a function? Write the name of function, that is factorial, and in parentheses our parameter. So I have to write the definition of this the function I have declared. I have to write the definition over here after the main function. So long, because this function return a long value, its return type is long. Then the name of function, that is factorial, and in parentheses our parameter, say no. So I have to calculate the factorial using recursion. If n is equal to 0, return 1. Why? Because the not n we have named it as num, so we have to write num here. If we want to write n, so we will also name it n here. So if we know that the factorial of 0 is 1, so that's why I'm checking if num is 0, then it will should return 1 because the factorial of 0 is 1. Else return num multiplied by factorial num minus 1. So see, this is known as recursion. The factorial function is calling itself in its body. So when a function call itself again, then this is known as recursion. So this factorial function is calling itself here. Let's execute this program to check whether it's working fine or not. Will take some time. Enter a value, let's say 4. What is happening? Okay, see, I have not displayed my factorial, so I have to display the value of factorial, because see, this is our factorial function. It will return a long value that will be the factorial of the given number. So it will return the factorial of the given number, and here I am simply calling my function, and when we call this function it will return the factorial, but I have not displayed this factorial, so I have to display it here. Factorial of say given number is, and insertion of it. So now we have displayed the factorial. So let's now execute this. So the factorial of 4 is 24. Our program is working correctly. Now let's execute it manually. So our program's execution always start from main function. So our execution will start from here. First of all, I have declared a number. Then I am taking input from the keyboard in this number to calculate the factorial of that number. And in next line, I am displaying the factorial of the given number by calling our factorial function. So when the control come here, we are calling factorial function. So the control will directly jump on the definition of this factorial function. So here we have defined our factorial function, and we have passed num. Let's say we have passed 5 here. So num contains, user have entered 5, so num will contain 5. So when this function will be called, the control will directly jump here on the definition of this function. Here let's execute it. So the factorial of 5 is 120. See, I have entered 5, so num contains 5. So I have passed 5, num means 5 because num contains 5. So 5 here. So here 5 will be passed to this function. And down here see, we are checking if num is equal to 0. Num contains 5. 5 is equal to 0? No. So this condition becomes false. So the if block will not be executed. The control will skip the body of this if block, and the control will directly jump on else block. And here we are saying return num contains 5. 5 into factorial of num contains 5 minus 1 means 4. Factorial of 4. Do you know the factorial of 4? No. So we are calling factorial function again here. So here now value of num become 4. So here again this function will be called. Now num contains 4. See, num is equal to 0, 4 is equal to 0, no. So that this condition becomes false. So the control will again shift here and return num contains 4 into factorial of 4 minus 1, 3. Factorial of 3, we know the factorial of 3? No. We are calling this function factorial. So the control will again start execution from here. So 3 is equal to 0? No. Right. So the control will shift this block and directly jump here. Again return 3 into factorial of num contains 3. 3 minus 1, 2. So factorial of 2. We are again calling this factorial function. So the control will again shift here. Now num contains 2. 2 is equal to 0? No. So the control will again skip this if block and jump here. Return 2 into factorial of num minus 1 means num contains 2. 2 minus 1 which is equal to 1. Factorial of 1. Do we know the factorial of 1? No. So we are calling this function again. So the control will again start execution from here because we are calling this function here and passing 1 here. So num contain 1 is equal to 0? No. So the control will again skip the body of this if block and jump here. Again return num contains 1. 1 into factorial of num contains 1 minus 1 0. Factorial of 0. Do we know the factorial of 0? Yes. When yes. Okay. How? See, again this factorial function will be called factorial of 0. So the control will again jump here and start executing this function again, because we are calling here factorial of 0. So now num contains 0. 0 equal to 0, yes. So it will return, because the condition becomes true, because num contains 0, 0 is equal to 0. So if block will be executed because this condition becomes true. So it will return 1. So now we know that factorial of 0 is 1. Now we have found the lower value. See, in this way it will be executed. Factorial of 5, 5 into factorial of 4, then again factorial of 4, 4 into factorial of 3. Why? Because each time when we calling this function, we are decrementing the value of num. So again 3 into factorial of 2, we do not know the factorial of 2. Again here factorial of 2 is equal to, now num contains 2. 2 into factorial of 1, because we are decrementing the value of each time, decrementing num by 1 each time. So again factorial of 1 is equal to 1 into factorial of 0. Again factorial of 0, so it will return 1, because 0 is equal to 0, so it will return 1. So here we have found the answer. Factorial of 0 is equal to 1. Now when we have found the answer of factorial of 0, now we can calculate the factorial of 1. See, 1 into factorial of 0 is equal to 1. So 1 into 1, so the factorial of 1 is equal to 1. So we have also found the factorial of 1. Now we can calculate the factorial of 2. So now factorial of 1 is equal to 1. So 2 into 1, 2. So the factorial of 2 is equal to 2. Now we have found the factorial of 2. We can calculate the factorial of 3. So again factorial of 2 is equal to 2. So 3 into 2, 6. So the factorial of 3 is equal to 6. So we have found the factorial of 3. Now we can calculate the factorial of 4. Again here factorial of 3 is equal to 6. So 4 multiplied by 6, 24. So the factorial of 4 is 24. Now we have found the factorial of 4. So we can calculate the factorial of 5. Again factorial of 24. So 5 multiplied by 24, 120. So the factorial of 5 is 120. So in this way our recursive function is calculating factorial here. So what is recursive function? A function which calls itself again and again. See, our function is calling itself in its body again and again. Here we are calling this factorial function again and again. So in this way we can calculate the factorial of a given number using recursion. Okay guys, this is it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Goodbye.